Good afternoon. This is David Ingersoll with Sound Seal. I really appreciate you joining me this afternoon. First and foremost, this is my first time running through the presentation, so please bear with me. But it's a presentation I'm very excited to give. For the last couple months, we've been working diligently at Sound Seal to get ready to launch a PET Polyester Acoustical Product line. It is now live. It went live yesterday. The line is called Poly-Coustix, and I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to see what it's all about. We have products for walls, we have products for ceilings, and we have room dividers. It's in total an 8-product line. The first product of the line can actually be used on walls or ceilings, and it's just a board product. Polyester board has been around for a number of years now for acoustical value. A lot of times you see a limited color palette. You will not see that at Sound Seal. We actually have 35 colors. So our board product comes in both 9mm and 12mm. I should specify the 35 colors on a 9mm thick board. The 12mm is a limited offering. It's only 5 colors at the moment. The PLEX board itself is a 48 inch by 96 inch board, or a 4 foot by 8 foot board. It's very lightweight. It only weighs a quarter pound per square foot on the 9mm. It has decent acoustical value if it's mounted flush to a wall. It's an NRC of 0.3, but once you start pulling that board away from the wall with furring strips or creating an air gap in behind it, the acoustical value does jump up pretty significantly. You get a 2-inch air gap in behind it, it goes to an NRC of 0.55, and with a 4-inch air gap, it goes to an NRC of 0.65. But even in the flush mount or the minimal offset, the acoustical value through the human speech range, through 500 hertz to 2000 hertz is still very effective and efficient. Again, the 9mm is actually offered in 35 colors. I could only get 30 of them on my slide, so there's 30 of the 35. But as you'll see, it's a very modern felt product. It is a true polyester, and it's available in a pretty wide range of colors. We like to get to some of the more vibrant colors, if you will, some really nice mid-range colors, some bright stuff, something to offer a little pizzazz into a room, if you will. We're going to start up in the ceiling because it's always the first thing that's asked when we talk about a polyester. After boards, everybody wants to know, what do you have that can go up in the ceiling? Because there's just so much of that out there nowadays. So we're starting with our VERTEX baffle. Our VERTEX baffle is 2 layers of 9mm polyester put together with a intentional airspace in between, so we can get a nice air gap and a very good NRC rating. So they're 2 3/4 inches wide overall. Using the 9mm board, it does come in all 35 colors. We have essentially 6 standard sizes. We offer them in 4-foot lengths and 8-foot lengths, or 48 inch and 96 inch. And then we offer them in different heights, 12 inches tall, 16 inches tall, or 24 inches tall. Of course, custom sizing is available, and I had this question earlier today, so I'll address it now. These cannot be field modified. You'd be cutting through a core of a product. The baffles themselves weigh 1.5 pounds per square foot, so they're very manageable from an installation standpoint. Again, more of the fun colors that you can bring in and some of the really unique looks that you can create. Very easy to install. They can go up with either aircraft cable or threaded rod. It does come with mounting hardware. It will come essentially with everything from unistrut down. So the unistrut would not be included, but all the cabling would be included, as well as with the mounting hardware. As I mentioned, it does allow for some custom sizes, and it gives you that linear layout that everybody's really looking for in the ceilings nowadays. It's very straight, very parallel lines. And if we have a baffle, we have to have a cloud. So to us and to most people, a baffle hangs down vertically, so you're seeing the outer edges. A cloud hangs down horizontally, so it hangs horizontal to the floor or opposite the floor. Our standard clouds come in 47 inches, so it's either a 47-inch diameter circle or 47-inch by 47-inch square. Same thickness as the baffle, so it's the same construction. It's 2 3/4 inches thick. Again, 2 layers of the 9mm with an air gap in between. The air gap is obviously decked out with the felt facing or the polyester facing. The clouds will weigh 15 pounds apiece, and they're going to have very similar mounting hardware options as the baffle. So it's going to be threaded rod or aircraft cable, and again, it'll be everything from unistrut or ceiling down that is provided. So it will come with cable and connectors. Because it's a different test, it's hanging down vertical to, or horizontal to the floor instead of vertical. It actually tests a little bit higher acoustically because you're hitting more of the area. You get essentially getting a bigger coverage with the same thickness and same product. So the NRC on the baffles was 1.15. The NRC on the clouds is NRC of 1.3. The nice part about this being a polyester product, it's going to look the same from the back as it is from the front. So it's going to have that same finished polyester or felt look on the back. A lot of times when you're hanging a cloud, the back is not visible, but on say a fabric wrapped cloud, you see fabric pulled around the back of fiberglass. It comes around 2-3 inches on the back, and then you have exposed fiberglass. Not the case when you're doing polyester. The product will be the same front and back. So if you're in an atrium or in a place where you're looking down on the cloud, the back of the cloud will match the face of the cloud. And again, it's available in circles and squares. And you get a little better detail of what that edge looks like with the 2 layers of 9mm with the air gap in between them on the illustration on this page. Shifting gears ever so slightly, we're going from walls to ceilings now. We have a couple different wall products. The first is called TETRIX. You know, think of filling up an entire wall space, and you're essentially putting in small modules to fill a place, or TETRIX it, as you will. It's very similar to the PLEX board. The only difference is it's cut to much smaller sizes, and it comes with a chamfered edge, or essentially a slight bevel to the edge. So it's a little bit more detailed. It gives you a nice line in between panels. The panel sizes for the TETRIX are essentially 2x2 or 2x4. The TETRIX is 9mm thick, just like the PLEX board. And again, it comes with a chamfered edge. It has the same NRC as the PLEX board because it's going flush to a wall. So it's an NRC of 0.3. And again, it also weighs a 1/4 pound per square foot. Extremely light to put up. Very, very easy to work with. The 35 colors are still in play. It goes up with either construction panel adhesive or carpet glue. The end pieces of a wall can be cut with a straight edge and a razor blade. Keep in mind, if you're cutting it with a razor blade, you will probably go through several, so have a nice pack of them. It dulls a blade pretty quick, but it does cut and score. The TETRIX Air is a slightly different product than the TETRIX. The first and foremost thing you'll see is the NRC almost doubles on the sound absorption. So we're going from an NRC of 0.3 on TETRIX to an NRC of 0.50 on TETRIX Air. We called it TETRIX Air because it is just that. It's TETRIX with a built-in airspace. So we're not requiring anybody to do any furring or build out of a wall. The panels are finished on, I guess you would call it 5 edges. You have the face, then all 4 sides. So it creates a depth to the product, so it's a 3-dimensional product. TETRIX Air comes in either 27 millimeters thick or just over 1 inch, or 36 millimeters, which is closer to 1.5 inches. We do this one in 5 various sizes. Everything from 10.5 by 10.5 up to 10.5 by 21s, 21 21s, 21 42s, and then 42s 42s. But that built-in airspace is great, and it's a beautiful product because it is finished on all 4 sides. There's probably a slightly better or brighter picture of it being installed. This one had a slight reveal in between the pictures, and it looks great. So this product does not get glued up into place like the TETRIX. It actually has a patent-pending hidden access window on the panel. So there'd be a small lift in the polyester that will essentially open up, let you set a screw through it, and then seal back down and be invisible once it's reinstalled, or once it's installed. That core cavity is really what's boosting that NRC value. Again, 35 colors and 5 sizes. So you can do, and 2 thicknesses. So if you get very creative, you can do a really interesting wall in various depths, and really come up with a beautiful statement for aesthetics and acoustics all in one. We have a tri-hex. We call it a tri because you'll see on the next slide where we zoom in on the product. On the hexagon itself, I should start with, it's 13 inches by 15 inches. But it has a raised area through the middle of the hex. That's why we call it a tri-hex. There's actually 3 diamond patterns inside the hexagon itself. It's a multi-layered board. So we start with a 9 millimeter board and we raise it up so it has a slight curve to the face of the panel. In total, it ends up being 3/4 of an inch thick at the deepest point. Again, really lightweight, easy to work with. It's only 1 pound per tile. You're going to glue it up into place, and this product will come with a nail clip to hold it while the adhesive sets. The nail clip would go into the deepest part of the panel and not project through the face. Because it's more than just a 9 millimeter board, we're layering it and molding it, if you will. We get an NRC of 0.45 on the tri-hex. There's a much better, well, not much better, but much more zoomed in picture, if you will, of the tri-hex. Again, it's 3-dimensional, so that middle, those 3 middle diamonds all have a lift or raise to them. It makes for a very much a 3-dimensional design and a fun modern design. And once you start mixing in colors and just getting very creative how you lay it out, you almost have endless configurations on a wall. And being only 13 inches by 15 inches, it gives you a lot of flexibility and will install very quickly. So the next 2 products are room dividers. I can't tell you how excited I am to have these in the family of products at SoundSeal. So SoundSeal has done fabric wrap wall panels and ceiling panels forever. We've done baffles. We have some great wood products. We have other products. One thing we've never had at SoundSeal is something that would be considered a room divider. Something that would come with hardware to suspend down from a ceiling or be freestanding in a frame. So that's what we're starting with. We're starting with our OPTIX panel. It is a panel that gets suspended from the ceiling. Standard panel size is 47 inches by 95 inches. We use the same 9mm board that we've been using, the 9mm PLEX board. We put 2 additional layers to generate some thickness at the top, and we're going to seal all our mounting hardware in the top. Again, we work from ceiling down, so we don't provide anything that goes in the ceiling, such as unistrut. But from ceiling down, we provide all other necessary hardware. This can be installed with aircraft cable or wire. It can be installed with threaded rod, and there's even an option for magnetic attachment. Being only 10 pounds, these things are pretty easy to hold up, and our magnets are extremely strong. You will see that the ones on this page have patterns in them. On our website at soundseal.com, we have, under our architectural division, we have a full Poly-Coustix setup. There's an entire product line showing all 8 products. We also added a product category called room dividers, so these could be found in either spot. The optics come with pattern options. We have, I think it's 28 patterns on the website. It does cost more to get it with a pattern as to get it solid, because it does take extra time to cut and manufacture the material. The acoustical testing is also based on solid product, if you will. But the patterns make for extremely fun room dividers. It's a great way to break off a space, to take an open office environment that feels like it just goes on for an entire football field with no dividers in between it, and to break up a space into smaller, more private work sections. The optics panel and the optics screen both will have options for customized patterns as well. Just like when we do screen printing on fabric wrap wall panels, patterns have to be provided to us. But if they are, we can program them into our cutting tools. The optics screen comes in 4 different sizes. 47-inch width is the normal, and just essentially how many Lego blocks or building blocks tall you're going with it. 38 inches tall, 56.5, 75 inches, or 94 inches. The last one says the 94 inches is only available with stationary feet, and that is correct. We do offer this screen with a caster, so that these can be rolled around a setting. So in case you want to use them in one spot one day, move them and put them in another. But once we go to that 94 inches tall, it's a little too tall. We're not comfortable with the product not tipping. So if we go to the very tall one, you know, we're up over 7 feet. We're going to make that stationary feet only. All 3 of the smaller ones have options for casters so that these can be movable. We can put patterns in as many levels, if you will, of the screen as you want. The visual that you're seeing there has a pattern in the top and the middle. Essentially, that one's a 4-tiered screen and has patterns in what we would call slot 1 and slot 3. The NRC of this product is an NRC of 0.65. That again is tested with solid panels. And it's the same thickness as our baffles and our clouds. So you'll see 2 3/4 inch thick, very similar to what we were doing up in the ceiling. The frame itself is metal, and it comes in either white or black finish options. The screens and the panels, the optics panels before this, come in all 35 colors. In this instance, this one is the taller version. This one would be fixed only and going in between the relaxation beds. But again, you can see a mix of solid and patterned tiles making up the screens. Here's a glimpse at the 35 color, or not 35 colors, patterns, and it's 27 on the screen. The 27 current patterns There's everything from butterflies to squares to images to abstract. It's a very to leaves. It's a very much a custom look, if you will. I can't talk about the product without hitting on this slide because it's an important feature. But I get to the point where I want to start with the acoustics and especially the aesthetics of the product. So we can do some really unique looking products. We get very good acoustical values. All of the acoustical values are published on our website with the actual acoustical tests from Riverbanks Labs here in the U.S. So the added benefit is this is a very much a green product. It is a 100% PET product. It's got 55% recycled content. It's 100% recyclable. It's got low VEC emissions. It doesn't have some of the binder agents that are in the fiberglass products, so no added degree of formaldehyde. Just extremely green product. It makes kind of a fun story when you think about where the majority of the recycled content actually comes from. It's from soda bottles, plastic soda bottles that get melted or get recycled into polyester. So it's very good for the environment. And I see that as a great third bonus for the product. It's just so many good things about this line. All the commercial spaces are heading to these type of products. But I appreciate you spending some time this afternoon with me. Again, my name is David Ingersoll. I'm the Vice President of Sales at SoundSeal. If you have any sample requests, any projects you want quoted, you want a copy of this presentation, so forth, my email is on there. My phone number is on there. Feel free to reach out to me. Everything is up on soundseal.com as of yesterday. So all of the products have data sheets, install sheets, brochures are up. There's a download for the CSI specifications in Word. The acoustical tests are up. It's a very, very thorough product launch. I almost forgot, and I actually got to put it in the slides for next time. Lead time is approximately 4 weeks. Some of the products, some of the simpler ones like the Tri-Hex and the TETRIX, may be as low as 3 weeks. The board products are stocked, but this isn't a 10 or 12 week lead time type of product. This is a fast turn type of product. So you're going to be looking at standard lead times of 4 weeks. Very large orders, or if a color is out of stock, could present a longer lead time. But generally speaking, you're going to be in a very short turnaround for these type of products. But again, I appreciate the time today, and I'm sure I'll be talking to all of you soon. Thank you.